Our girls U18 elite pool play. We have the Atavus selects in red taking on the Utah Lions women in blue. So girls 18 U18 elite competition. The Utah Lions undefeated so far. They are 4-0 on the tournament. A win here will guarantee them a spot into the championship match. They will have a cracker of a matchup later today to facing off Play Rugby USA and Utah Lions later at 1:20, but back to the task at hand. It's instantly a penalty to the Utah Lions wearing blue as Atavus in red kicking off to them. Atavus having a bit of hard luck in this tournament, a program known for its player development. We've got players all over the USA women's team from 7s and 15s alike represented and having developed in their camps and their academies. Atavus this weekend sitting at 0-4, but they've had some good games along the way. Earlier today, they fell 19-12 to the Rocky Mountain Rebels that we just saw playing in their green kit. They fell 24-10 to Atlantis in their opening game yesterday. 19-5 losers to Play Rugby USA, and then fell to the Rhino Girls Academy 10-5. So fairly close matches, looking to find their big try scoring form. Right now, it's Utah that's looking for the try. We saw the pass go from that number 13, Charity Tenney. I misidentified her earlier. Charity is not, in fact, a high school graduate yet. She just plays with the composure and speed of someone beyond her years. Charity will be going into her senior year of high school. It is actually, in fact, Spiff Cedric, Alexandra Cedric, number 12, and then Sani Iriema, number 10, that are their two graduates that are looking at Central Washington. So it is a nice try for the Utah Lions, scoring 1 minute and 20 seconds into the match, currently leading 5-0 pending this conversion kick. This Utah Lions side coached by Orlando Pilot, this Atavus team coached by Josie Zaluka. Excellent coaches, both in their own merits. This is Josie's coaching debut with the Atavus team. She's actually been a player on some of their squads, played at the halftime of one of the San Diego Pro Rugby matches when the Atavus Selects took on the Surfers. Josie plays her club rugby with the San Diego Surfers, one of the WPL teams, has played as well with Atlantis and with the Stars Rugby Sevens teams and with the American Rugby Pro Training Center based in Little Rock. So a lot of positive coaching influences as she is making a bit of a transition to coaching. Still playing good rugby, but now working on her coaching as well and seeking her level 300 certification. We see the ball moved here from the Utah Lions going through the hands of that number 12, Spiff Cedric, one of the two graduates. And it's Spiff that's going to finish her own try. So Spiff with the pass with a little bit of a loop, and she is in under the post. Add 5 points to her scoring total so far. That's going to see the Utah Lions go up 10-0 pending the conversion kick. So speaking a bit as well about this Utah program, they did go to the United World Games this summer. They were undefeated in their matches over in Europe. They were not scored upon in those matches. They did fall in the final of the Victoria Sevens, falling to the Maple Leafs, which is Canada's developmental sevens team, their age grade programming. The kick is good. No, my apologies, kick is missed. My angle's not quite as good as our referees. Thank you to referee Dave sitting next to me wearing his San Francisco Pro Rugby jersey. Singlet, if you will. So Utah Rugby leading 10-0 over Atavus at the moment, and it's going to be Spiff with the restart here. We saw their men's team kick deep and high to put pressure on teams, spinning them back into their own defensive end. This time they opt for the shorter kick, going just about 12 meters, and it is a good cover tackle there. Number 6, Addie Sorensen, putting the pressure on the Atavus team. Atavus got the ball in hand, and they've got numbers out wide. We'll look for them to go side on side, and we know this is a team that always finds athletes, always going to find the speed, and they're going to use different tactics and different offensive shapes when they are attacking upfield. Saw the pass there from their number 7 to their number 6. That would be a few of these Atavus players coming from a variety of schools. Number 7, Sophia Haley, coming from Hopkins, Minnesota. She's joined by Sophie Fella. Number 4, she plays high school rugby in Shanghai. Meg Gold, the number 5 from Idaho Falls, Iowa. Hannah Bolkelman, number 2 from Karen Crusader. She's one of 3 Kent players on this Atavus team. This includes Erin Eschbach. She is the one player I don't have a jersey, number 4. And then also McKenna Strong from Kent wearing number 12. We have Nicole Watland as well. She plays the Fullerton Lady Lions. We saw them play earlier today in the green and gold, coming to a tie in their match 10-10. Nicole wearing the number 13 for Atavus. Right now it's Utah Lions with the ball. We see Spiff making the offload to the outside. This is, I believe, their number 3, Monica Wynn from Harriman High School. She has been a presence all over the field all weekend long. One of the smaller players, but still making her impact made. This is Utah Rugby with a nice break up the middle. Tackled from behind. Excellent coverage from Atavus. A good tackle. This is jersey number 14. The ball retained by Utah, again through the hands of Monica Nguyen, getting to the outside. There's Spiff wearing number 12, and she's got yet another girl outside on the sideline, but Spiff's footwork is going to do it for her. Once again, Alex Speckman in for the try. She's going to be moving on and playing college rugby. This one is graduated from high school and will be moving to Central Washington alongside several other Utah rugby products. That Central Washington program coached by Mel Denham, and former Eagle herself. And we see the Utah Lions go up 15-0, enjoying a 3-try lead with 1 minute and 40 seconds yet to go in the first half. We're waiting on the conversion kick. They've had a few different kickers. It has been Kat Stowers in a lot of the games in the number 9 jersey. Kat getting a little bit of a breather in this half so far. Again, this team looking forward to their matchup against Play Rugby USA. If this lead holds, then they would be booking their spot in the championship as well, knowing that they need to stay fresh for their 3:40 final. But anything can happen. The conversion is missed, 15-0. And Atavus going to have plenty of talent and plenty of speed to looking for a comeback. Still 1 minute yet to play in this first half of action. So again, it's Spiff with the kickoff for the Utah Lady Lions. And straight into the hands here, Atavus number 10 going forward with the ball. And that's Sabrina Kim from Pleasanton, California. Again, many states represented on this Atavus team, doing rugby camps all over the United States, one of the sponsors of the tournament here. And also making their way into the football arena, doing safe tackle football programming, working with the University of Washington. They've spent a lot of time, you see pictures all the time from their Twitter and Facebook accounts, working with Seattle Seahawks and Coach Pete Carroll. Right now in the scrum half position, that is Spiff lined up, number 12, feeding the ball in. It is a successful scrum. Good pressure from the Atavus scrum half. Can't quite finish the tackle. So this is number 10, Saini on the attack from the United program out of Utah. She finds Spiff and is back to Saini again. So give and go on the outside. These girls doing it just like the pros. And it is a try for number 10, Saini Iriema. She is your other graduating senior. Got to watch these girls when they were training the other night. Coach Orlando was assisted by Jeremiah Tiatia. They were training with the Utah Barbarians side. The Utah Barbarians women taking part in this tournament in the open division of play. So they are playing off in a round robin as well with 6 teams entered. So 5 games, they will all play a 6th additional match. So the 1s and 2s playing off for the Cup Championship. We will have the 3 and 4 team facing off for a bronze, and then 5 and 6 facing off for the plate. The kick is missed here. Utah having a bit of trouble, maybe getting some extra kicking practice in with some other kickers, but they are still leading by 4 tries, 20-0 over Atavus at halftime. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. And we are back ready to kick off for the second half of action here in the girls U18 Elite Pool Play. This is Utah Lions in blue kicking off to the Atavus Selects in red. So far it has been all Utah Lions. They're nursing a 20-0 lead. It looks like Coach Orlando Pooler is going to be clearing his bench, making some substitutions, keeping all these girls fresh. A win in this game means that they are guaranteed a spot in the Cup Championship. That'll be between the #1 and #2 ranked teams from the tournament so far. A win will put them at 5-0. So their result later today against Play Rugby USA will not be as urgent as some of these other teams. Play Rugby USA will of course need to win that match to guarantee they're going through, as well as Upright Rugby looking to make their way. Upright Rugby currently sitting with 1 loss. Play Rugby USA the same. Play Rugby USA did fall to Upright in action yesterday. So a lot of rugby yet to come. It could all come down to points and tries scored. So far it has been a very excellent refs, and some of these names are escaping me at the moment. But Amy out of Australia, we're going to see a lot of great action, of course, with all the rugby matches making their debut, Rugby Sevens, in the Olympics next week. This is their #7, Sophia Haley out of Hopkins, Minnesota. Hopkins, speaking of the Olympics, a program that's produced quite a few of our Eagles, most notably Katherine Johnson, KJ, one of the Eagles heading to Rio 2016, made her way through the U19 and U20 player pathway with the Eagles. She's been at some of the senior camps, been in residency at the Olympic Training Center for quite some time. An excellent player and one of my favorites because she used to babysit my son when we lived in Wisconsin. She played college rugby at University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, where I was also fortunate enough to coach. So wishing her and the rest of the Eagles the best of luck. Looking at some future Eagles here on the field, it is another try for the Utah Lions. They're going to go up 25-0 over Atavus Select. A difficult conversion kick to come. We have 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this match. And we'll see a couple more player adjustments coming onto the field. So we saw Coach Orlando Polo make 3 changes coming into the second half for the Utah Lions wearing blue. We just saw Sophia Haley come on at #7 for Atavus. And Atavus will be rotating a few players through, again, being a little bit short on numbers, missing 2 players from the normal roster of 12, but getting a lot of the midfield. It is at #4, Sophie Fella from Shanghai, receiving the ball for Atavus, unfortunately knocked on in the pass. And it looks like that was #13, Charity Tenney, on the kick for the Utah Lions. Apologies there. Nope. Now I know how to tell the difference to be absolutely certain. It was #12. Alex prize of her own. Monica Wynn on the outside tackled a great cover tackle by the Atavus player. Utah Lions holding on to the ball. And this is Alex Speckman looking to add to her try tally. I think she's got a hat trick and then some in this match. Diving in, this is going to make it 30-0 so far for the Utah Lady Lions, leading the Atavus Selects. So we see Atavus coach Josie Zaluka giving some updates and some information to her players, running on water, keeping them positivity alive. Again, valuable development moments for all these players out here at the tournament. We mentioned earlier that Atlantis has quite a young crew. They won their first couple of matches yesterday, have unfortunately fallen in their next 3. But a younger squad, I think they only have 1 or 2 players that have actually graduated from high school or even 18, the majority of their players being 15, 16, and the majority of their team at that girls' high school All-American East camp. So out of the 12 that were originally planning to come, 8 at that camp, replaced with great strength, and this is a team that will now probably be entering 2 teams into all the elite tournaments. Players here will see each other yet again playing in tournaments like the Las Vegas Invitational, playing at New York Sevens, and playing at all these rugby camps. There will be a Girls High School All-Americans West camp taking place next weekend. So we see this kick from Utah go just a tad too far. Touchdown by Atavus in goal. This is going to be a free kick to Atavus at midfield. We see referee Michelle O'Brien winning the foot race to midfield, indicating the free kick. So we're going to see the Utah Lions needing to get 10 meters back, so they're going to be right on that 10-meter mark. Expect either a tap and go or a setup of a scripted play here from this Atavus team. So a bit of free play for them, an uncharacteristic mistake out of this Utah Lions side. So we see the tap, we see the ball moving out left to the hands. This is Sophie Fella wearing that number 4. A great tackle there. That is Charity Tenney, number 13, with the braid, and she poaches the ball as well. Good heads-up play. A nice tackle by the Atavus number 6. And it is still the Utah Lions on attack. That ball found its way into the hands of McKay Paisley from United. And it's the Utah Lions keeping the ball alive. We're going to see a minute for time called off the clock. Referee Michelle O'Brien indicating for a trainer to come out to the field. Someone may have found her way at the bottom of the tackle, the bottom of the ruck. Player safety being of the utmost importance, whether it's an injury on the field, looking at concussions. So we'll take just a moment and be back with the action as soon as the player is tended to.
I am your fortress on the front line of sport. Engineered to be stronger than the attack. I defy convention by protecting more with less. Helping you breathe easier, hydrate faster, speak more clearly. 319, I am Sisu, and I fend for you.
And we're back again. Now play has resumed on field 1 for the girls Elite U18 final. Just about a minute or two left to play in the action. Of course, center referee Michelle O'Brien with the official time. So Utah Lions had a player getting an injury assessment, and it's back onto play. And it's like it never stopped. Utah Lions continuing their scoring form. That was number 11, Liz Jepson. She makes her way from Snow Canyon, driving 4 hours to play and train with this Utah Lions side. Majority of their players coming from more local high schools, but Liz, one of 2 Snow Canyon players, there's one on the boys team as well, making the effort to come, giving up their weekends in the name of better rugby. And it works as she is the try scorer, extending their lead to 35-0. And that is the first conversion kick of the game for these Utah Lions. One of the trickier kicks. And that kick will close the action. It is a 37-0 win for the Utah Lions that assures their spot in the girls U18 Cup Championship. That match playing later today at 3:40 p.m. Of course, they will have one final pool play game, but sitting at 5-0. They're guaranteed that spot. The Utah Girls Elite will take on Play Rugby USA again at 1:20 p.m., while Atavus will round out their action playing the Upright Rugby Rogues at 1:40 p.m. I'm Liz Entwistle with the North American Invitational Sevens. We'll be back with further action in just a moment.